What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the Den. I'm glad that you could join me this evening. If you're not familiar, the Den is the best conversation on the internet. The reason why it's such a great conversation is because of you, the Den folk, the denizens, the Den generous, the friends in the Den. You guys make this an excellent conversation every night. If you don't know, well, welcome. I'm your host, Ed Honcho. You can catch my personal social medias at HonchoHTX on Instagram and Twitter. If you want to follow all the Den socials, not Instagram, that's one of them, but Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Den Show Live at Gmail. You can catch everything Den Show Live at Gmail if you want to send an email, share a thought, have something on your mind. We go live every night, every single night, 7 days a week, 10 p.m. Central Time, Den at 10, Monday through Friday, every morning, weekdays at 10 a.m. Central Time. So make sure you in tune for that. If you ever got something you want to send to the Den, by phone is the best way. 833-284-3336. You can send a text message. You can share screenshots, send a picture message, memes, news, whatever it is that you want to share with your boy. Hey, man, I'll definitely check that out. And it's greatly appreciated. Shout out to everybody who sends and shows love. But most of all, man, let YouTube know you like the content. Hit that like button. If you're new to this, hit that subscribe button. Again, we're giving great content every night. Like I said, it's not just me. It's the people that make this show so great. If you want to get some of that live ass Den Show merch, you can go to denshowshop.com. Plenty of designs and interesting things you can check out there. And not always able to watch, you can go to Den Show Podcast and listen. Tomorrow, I didn't take the time today to get that simultaneously going, but I'll try to start doing it tomorrow, where the Den Show Podcast goes live at the same time as the live stream. So that way, if you just want to listen in, you'll have that option. If you want to make a one-time donation to the channel, you can go to streamlabs.com/The Den Show. Appreciate everybody who's dropped some digits. Appreciate everybody who's shown some love. And if you want to make a monthly pledge to the channel, patreon.com/The Den Show. Shout out to James, Goya, Diana, Dan the Man, and of course, Miss Stina Stariana. I appreciate all the love that you've dedicated to the channel on a long-term basis. Patreon has several reward tiers that I got to get that list of all the old dens so y'all can have access to that and some other things. You can go check that out and see what's available. And I want to get that Discord cracking. So tonight, I'm going to talk about political pandering. Okay, and you're like, what do you mean by political pandering? Well, Mayor Pete, right? Pete, the booty judge, freak, whatever you're going to call him, did some interesting things. He's not the first, he won't be the last, but I want to talk about why the problematic pattern of political pandering continues to exist, and things that they do for certain demographics that they do not do for other demographics, but yet we're going to talk about why that happens, and we're going to talk about why it will probably continue to happen if no major changes are made. But let's kind of get into it. Let's talk about who we got join us this evening, and then we'll get into it. So who we got in the house tonight? I see Culture, I see NPC, I see Professor Trio, I see Miss Meat. Said, she got date night with the hubby. I ain't mad. I'll just put it on at the table. Just put the Den on while y'all at the table. It's all good. Y'all can watch and eat and all that good shit. Let the rest of the restaurant see you. Wherever y'all go, who knows? Y'all look, maybe at the movies. Don't do that. Miss Bell, always good to see you. What's the motherfucking deal, Miss Bell? Louis. Let me see. Who's Heidi? I keep seeing this Heidi name. I'm not sure who they are, but welcome, Heidi. I don't know how you got a wrench. Probably hacked the stream. Sweetberry, what's the motherfucking deal? Shannon Jones, what's the motherfucking deal? James Harden. Josette Tharp, what's the motherfucking deal? Prepaid in the motherfucking house. DeMarkey, what's the motherfucking deal? DeMarkey, always good to see you. I'm not going to let that shit die. I know you like, niggas, it's damn near been a month. You tired of hearing that shit. Well, it is what it is, baby. Nana Johnson, what's the motherfucking deal? Only one lie, what's the motherfucking deal? Ferocious, what's the motherfucking deal? Political pandas are the worst. They don't know who they're voting for. Jared Key, what's the motherfucking deal? Unbeaten, what's the motherfucking deal? Beyond a funny nigga. What's the motherfucking deal? What you mean? I don't know what they do. What do they do? I have no idea. I'm not watching that game. I'm telling you, I do not. Once Houston is out of the contest, I do not watch sports. You know what I'm saying? Simply Love, what's the motherfucking deal? And man, we got a lot to talk about tonight. Got a new game for y'all, and it's still in the works, but you know how we talk about the shenanigans that go on around here. I'll continue to expand, and as we keep doing that. So Lovely Shana, what's the motherfucking deal? I already shout out to the Shy. Shot Town already. So let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Political pandering. The problematic problem of political pandering. Right? Why is this a problem? I'll tell you why it's a fucking problem. Because I think it makes certain people of a certain demographic look foolish, right? And if we're going to skip all the bullshit, skip all the nonsense, it's black people. And you're like, how? Well, what do you mean? And what I mean, certain people of a certain demographic, when I talk about black people, I think people who are more educated about what they want, more educated about the game of politics. I think people who are more aware that they're not just falling in line with, lockstep and doing what they're told to be done. And I'm not saying that everybody who votes a particular way is doing what they're told to be done. But why I say pandering is a problem is, let's go back to 2016. It's been before that, but let's go to the 2016 elections when there were two candidates primarily left in the race. Now, did both candidates pander? In their own right. Let's talk about it. Now, we talk about President Donald Trump. He went to a black church. He was in the black church, offbeat, doing his thing. You can't expect too much from the man. But he went to a black church, and some people saw that as political pandering, talking out to their demographic. He also had a meeting with a black political group where he said, hey, man, look, what else do you have to lose? You've been voting for these motherfuckers forever. I mean, what do you have to lose? They haven't done anything for you. What have you got to lose? I don't necessarily think that was pandering, that last statement, because I think that was pure honesty. It's like, he's not over there twerking with Roland Martin and doing all that other stuff. But speaking of that, let's talk about Hillary, the other candidate. So she goes on Roland Martin, and we always talk about coons and all this other stuff, but Roland Martin nearly broke his neck to find a fucking ox cord. Roland Martin nearly broke his neck. Anybody got an ox cord? Oh, can you do the wobble? Let's do the wobble. Can you do the wobble? Hey, can you do the wobble? Let's do the wobble. Right? But we talk about anybody who is not blindly following. And again, if you have your reasons why you vote Democrat, you can justify your reasoning, that's fine. But most black people do as they're told. And what they're told is to vote Democrat. And who is telling them that? Other black people are telling them that, right? Yeah, wobble or die trying. So my thing is this, man. I don't think it started there, but these are some of the most recent cases in recent memory. Now, not only did she go with Roland Martin and wobble her way to an epic loss, she also went on another station, another channel, another platform known as The Breakfast Club. With I don't know, what is DJ Envy? A Puerto Rican? What Angeli or DJ Envy? One of them got to be a Puerto Rican. I don't know which one it is. I'm not saying anything bad about Puerto Ricans, but one of them's a Puerto Rican. I don't know who is. Maybe neither one of them is, but I'm saying that one of them, they look like it. And a skin bleaching milk dud named Charlemagne. So went on there and they said, well, hey, Hillary, what's going on with you, man? So if there was one thing you would want the people to know about you, what would it be? Well, Kathy, what's the motherfucking deal? Rabbit 19, what's the motherfucking deal? Hillary says, well, I always keep hot sauce in my purse. Somebody says, hey, well, I think there's a lot of black folks that'll think that by you saying that you're pandering to them. Hillary's response, well, hey, is it working? Interesting. Nobody felt any kind of way about that. Even though we can go back and look at policies, and we're not going to do all of that. We're just going to talk about some surface level shit. Because we can talk about, Clinton era policy and all that other good stuff, which I'm sure will come up once we get the phone lines open and everything like that. So, Shannon, you got like one dot left on your black card. You're about to get revoked. But let's fast forward to the current trend, right? What's going on now? We have another election coming up, and I think candidates are jumping on the Breakfast Club train earlier than ever. It's 2019. You've had several candidates go on this show Why? Why? Why are they going there? We'll talk about that. But you've had Andrew Yang, you've had Bernie, you've had Kamala, you've had Corey, you've had Elizabeth Warren, and then you had Mayor Pete, the booty judge. And not only did Mayor Pete go on the Breakfast Club, if you saw the thumbnail of this video, you'll see Mayor Pete drinking a 40 with the homies, DeSuze and Mero. Now, I'm not necessarily familiar with DeSuze and Mero. I know they're popular. I know they have a big following. I believe they have a show on Showtime. I've never watched it. I couldn't tell you anything about those guys. I could not tell you anything about any of those individuals. I'm not familiar with their beliefs, their policies, or whatever they are about. I don't think they have policies. But anyway, so they take Mayor, it's a thing to go out and, sip liquor out of a brown paper bag. So, old booty judge decides to go out there and sip liquor out of a brown paper bag. He looked extremely uncomfortable. But what does this do? This popularizes him with the black community who supports, who watches the show or watches the Breakfast Club or any of these things. To me, there's nothing wrong with going to a platform to familiarize yourself with a particular community. I have no problem with that. I understand, it's politics. You got to finesse, you got to finagle, you got to reach out to certain people, right? I do not know how to say it. Ken Sala Hamilton. I hope I said that right. I probably fucked it up, but hey, it's all good. Thank you for becoming a friend of the den. No, it might not be all good. You might be like, nigga, it ain't all good. You fucking my name up. What you mean it's all good? This is not good. But, no, my problem is not that. But what my problem is when they go on these platforms and say things that they wouldn't say anywhere else. And necessarily do I have a problem with that? I don't know. I'm going to tell you where my problem lies. My problem lies is that you notice it consistently happens. We can talk about AOC too. Where was she in Queens? Not Queens. She was somewhere in New York. And she did what some people like to call code switching, right? And female pimp, what's the motherfucking deal? So she did what some people like to call code switching, and that means you speak one way to one group of people, and you speak another way to another group of people. Now, I've never heard AOC ever speak any particular way, especially when she's supposed to be a woman of the people, riding that train to go serve food or whatever she was, a bartender or a waitress or something, who knows, an actor or theater troupe, whatever, who knows. And I'm sure she didn't talk like that whenever the Bronx, I think she said, this is a Bronx accent or something like that. And, when she's speaking to a room full of black people, she got real hood real quick. Why is that? I don't blame the politicians who do this. I don't. They think this is what they have to do to impress these people. Kamala Harris, I smoke weed listening to Tupac and Young Thug. She didn't say Young Thug. She said Tupac and Snoop Dogg, even though these guys weren't even out when she was in college. But whatever, maybe she got so high she forgot the year. Who knows? Oh, she definitely did inhale. Why? That emboldens her status within the black community, right? But we'll get to some other things about Kamala in a bit. Corey, T-Bone's my best friend Booker. They asked him about his relationship status. A lot of questions about Cory Booker. A lot of people think he's also a booty judge. And we're not talking about the Stephen A. Smith type of booty judge. We're talking about the Mayor Pete type of booty judge. If you don't know about Mayor Pete, well, it is Pride Month. Let me see, it's going down. So my thing about this is, Corey says, hey, I got a boo. Have you ever heard Corey speak like that on any serious political platform? Have you ever heard Corey use any kind of urban terminology on any major platform? No. Why? Because he's catering to a specific demographic of people. And I blame not their handlers. I don't blame the Breakfast Club. Hey, it's views. I don't blame DeSuze and Mero. Hey, whatever, it's views. I blame the people who continue to allow this to happen. We the people. Because we accept the double standard. We accept the dumbing down. We accept the bullshit that they'll say to us. They don't come on, they don't talk about serious stuff. They don't talk about policies. They talk about former pot users. They talk about the fucking drama in their love life. They talk about all this other stuff that is irrelevant. You know. Now a couple of folks have come on here and you talk about, you know, I think Yang talked about his reparations and things of that nature. And I think that's a tactic a lot of people are using now to bring back the black vote, because a lot of people, you know, you got the Candace Owens and people like that of the world. And I'm not the biggest fan of those folks, you know, Brandon Tatum and those people. I'm not their biggest fan. I understand, but I'm not a fan. And, you know, they're drawing black people away, you know. They're big names that are drawing black people away from the Democratic plantation, is what they call it. So, you know, they got to do what they got to do. We got to figure out a way to bring those people back. Hey, I got a gift card for you. Come on back and I'll give you this reparations gift card. Now, I'm talking shit. You send me my motherfucking reparations gift card, I'm going to take it. I don't care if that bitch is to McDonald's. You know, I'll buy fucking lunch every day for the little one's class or something. You know, giving back. Give me a fucking reparations gift card for a pack of Cools or, you know, Newports or whatever the fuck. I'll figure out a way to make it work. We'll make it shake. If you're going to pander all the fucking way. I want discounts on fried chicken and watermelon. I want it all. If you're going to pander, just pander to the fucking bone. Just give me everything you got. But my thing is this. I don't blame them for doing what they feel like they have to do, because obviously they're doing it because it works. It works. Marie Lovely, what's the motherfucking deal? Glad you could join us. Shelly Long, what's the mother? I'm gonna talk about what you sent me too, Shelly, and I appreciate you sending that to me. Even though I don't necessarily agree with what was being said, but I'm gonna talk about that too. But shout out, like I say, I appreciate everybody who reaches out and just sends me different information and different things. And so, you know, instead of actually encouraging people to do research and going and look at these candidates, you know, they serve them a lot of lobs, they serve them a lot of alley-oops and softballs, and I don't think they put a lot of pressure on certain ones. Some of them they may go a little harder on. You know, you gotta watch that dude Charlamagne, because he'll apply pressure on people he think he can fuck with, you know, until they kind of snap on his head, and he falls back. He's a real questionable dude. But let's talk about it. So before I open up the line, because I know I've been running my mouth, and we got two Shellys. Man, look, I used to know a freak named Shelly. Like, I ain't gonna even get into that. That might be y'all too, but I'm talking about, you know, I'm not even gonna get into that. I'm gonna just leave that. I'm gonna let that die. Say that for a confessions night. But listen to guys with funny eyebrows. Miss Shelley sent me something, and it was that chick. I'm not super familiar with it, but I know she's the one who did that recent documentary, or that, not documentary, but that When They See Us. I think about the Central Park 5 or something like that. And in it, she was basically blaming the reason that those policies got enacted was Trump's fault. I think that was major deflection. Personally, that's how I feel about it. I meant to put the link in the video to it, but I'll put the link in the stream before it's over with, so you guys can check it out for yourself. And I get what she was saying, but if she was to say something different, then I think that she would be straying from the platform in which she's built for herself. And because there's no excuse for, I don't care if Trump put $1 million worth of fucking ad space in the fucking paper. The politicians are who we elected to make policies, you know, to write these bills. You can't put Joe Biden's faults, because that's what the question was. It was about, you know, Joe Biden's bill and, you know, how that's kind of impacted. And she, you know, deflected it to Trump. It's Trump because he, in 1989, he put out the ad in the paper. Yet 5 years later, it was Joe Biden who enacted the bill, right? So obviously it didn't have as big of an impact as you thought if it took 5 years for it to get something changed. That's a man's individual opinion. That has nothing to do with Trump. And so I felt like she was deflecting it to push a narrative. And again, I'm going to tell you, I don't give a fuck about Trump. I don't give a fuck about Hillary. I don't give a fuck about Obama. I don't give a fuck about any politician because they're all scumbags in my opinion. But if you're doing something that is beneficial, I'll admit and I'll say, hey, you know what, that was a beneficial move for this particular group of people or that particular group or the group of people that I may be in. So I felt like she was doing a lot of deflecting because, again, her whole platform, her whole purpose. You can't say you like Trump these days because it was mentioned earlier, I think Prepaid mentioned earlier when we were talking about Jay-Z and he goes out and does his own political reform when Trump has reached out to all of these people. We'll get to that later on in the conversation. And my thing is, but why wouldn't you? If the president reaches out to you just because you don't want to be associated with him, even though you see that prison reform is already happening rapidly, you want to do your own thing. With no inside source. When he reached out to Meek Mill, who just came from jail, who could have gave him a first-hand account. You see that obviously something's working with Kim Kardashian. Obviously he's entertaining the Kanyes. You can go in there with your own, express your own opinions, But T.I. said no, I can't. But Jay-Z said no, I can't. I'm not allowed to. It's a whole different conversation. But I want to get back to the pandering, and I want to know your thoughts on it. I want to discuss what you guys. Look, I ain't trying to get elected. I think that what you got to do. I'm not sure which is what people are saying. Let me see. Trump loves the poorly educated for a reason, makes pandering so much easier. But again, Trump he panders to his base, but I don't think he goes outside of him, and he goes to people who support him. These candidates don't necessarily have that base. They go into another field to flip it up to, and they say a bunch of goofy shit. Do you think black people really rocking with Hillary? No. They like Bill. Bill hit him with the band hammer. But he played saxophone. He smoked a little weed. He was getting blowjobs in the office, so he was cool. But he passed that bill that got your uncle and your brother locked up for a little while. But we'll deal with that because he smokes a little pot, so he's all right in my mind. I'm not saying Trump is perfect. Trump, he's a reality TV star in my personal opinion, and he's a finesser. Do I believe all the money that he's accumulated and done? I think there's discrepancies out there, but can I be mad at him for making the world believe it and getting things done? No. I mean, if finesse is finesse. The Clintons had some ties to some things. We can talk about Benghazi. We can talk about a lot of other things. I mean, everybody's a fucking scumbag. Everybody makes mistakes. Obama not a fan. He did more for gays than blacks. But shit, gays put money in his pocket. Black folks just got Obama phones. But again, everybody panders. But it's a particular pandering that is accepted by black people, even intelligent black people. And we allow it to continue to happen. And I think that these people are allowed to come to these platforms without any policies, without any real mission statement, without any real idea, and then come over and say, well, I like Killer Mike, I like Snoop Dogg, I like, I'm listening to Cardi B. Kamala Harris listens to Cardi B. Interesting. And look, let me solidify my blackness by telling you, let me reiterate words that make you associate with blacks. I would play Beyonce's Lemonade at the cookout. I'm at the cook. No Frankie Beverly and Maze? No? Okay. All right. A long time of day? Okay. Okay, that's cool. And so again, to me, it's disrespectful. Honestly, it's more disrespect than anything else. So you guys are entitled to disagree. You guys are entitled to feel a particular kind of way. I want to know. That's what makes the Den so great, because it's about having a difference of opinion. This is how I feel. I usually give my little context in the beginning. Then I want to know what you guys think. Even if you say, Honcho, you're pandering to us right now. It's all good. I still love y'all. Let's talk about it. I want to talk about, when I open up the line, I want to talk about blatant displays of pandering that you may have seen, regardless of the party, regardless of the candidate. Have you ever been offended by this? Even if you're not black, things that you've observed, because this is a conversation for everybody. It's not, I'm speaking directly about black people, but this is a conversation for everybody. because this is a platform for everyone. We're all allowed to have opinions on issues. And it's good to know what people think. Make sure you're following the Den on all the proper social medias. Hey, hit that subscribe button. If you're new, hit that like button. If you like it, let YouTube know that we got some good content getting created over here. Den Show Live, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Make sure you like the Den Show Live Facebook page. And come join the Den Show Live Facebook group. All of us old grandpas and grandmas who still use it. That's what the youth say. That's what they talk about us. Remember, live nightly, 10 p.m. Central. Every night, 7 days a motherfucking week. I have no nightlife because I love y'all. Monday through Friday during the week, weekdays, 10 a.m. Central, Den at 10 Central. Always remember that. And again, podcasts will be cracking real soon. DenShowPodcast.com. There's a few episodes up there now if you want to go back and check those. And I'm going to be posting some throwback streams and things up there, at least the audio from those. So make sure you check that out. If you want to get some live ass Den Show merch, go to DenShowShop.com. I know these are a lot of domain names to remember, but hey, just remember the Den Show. And just throw a random word behind the Den Show and you might end up on something Den Show related, right? That's kind of how it works, I think. And yes, I'm still working on the Den Show website. And so that should be, hopefully by the end of the week, I'll have some things going good with that. Because again, we have to expand the platforms. That's, can't stay stagnant. We see what's going on with YouTube. We see what's happening. And, with big media against the independent creator, it's not always a good look for us, but I'm gonna keep grinding because I fuck with y'all. Y'all motivate me, y'all inspire me, and I thank you. Everybody who sends positive messages. Streamlabs.com/The Den Show if you want to make a one-time donation. And if you would like to pledge monthly, you can go to patreon.com/The Den Show. Let's open up this line, man. I want to know how you feel. And again, if you don't want to call in, you can always text in. You can send, like I say, pictures, memes, media, whatever it is that you want to share. And I'll definitely try to check that out. Even if it's not live, you can always hit the Den line with a text message. If you want to call, if I'm available, usually I'll try to answer your call, chop it up with you. If I'm not available, I'll try to text back or whatever it may be. Sometimes I don't get to y'all. Sometimes I catch the voicemails and I'll hear the voicemails and try to bring up the conversation a little bit later. But let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's have some good conversation tonight. No hurt feelings, no emotions. Let's just be honest. Well, you have to feel emotional about certain things if you're feeling pandered to. I guess that's how that works, right? So let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. Let me see what y'all in here talking about. Yasmin, what's the motherfucking deal? Anybody I may have missed, if I missed you, I ain't diss you. I fucks with y'all, man. What you saying? I don't like Trump at all. My beef with him came way before he was president, way before that. He caught you slipping in the streets, he robbed you. What happened? Y'all over there rooting for Toronto. Fuck Golden State and Toronto. Let's see. He did say that Mexico would pay for it. I give you, oh yeah, come on, everybody know. But you have to admit that was a bold statement. I fuck with it. That's some real nigga shit. Nah, nigga. I'm coming to your house, nigga. You gonna pay for the shit. I'm gonna do what I do at your house. You gonna pay for the shit, nigga. Without saying the word nigga, I think that I don't even know. But I really want to know your thoughts more so. Like I said, I don't know if you guys saw the DeSuze and Mero thing with Booty Judge drinking 40s. Does that not seem insulting? To me, if you have a sense of pride about yourself, to me it would seem so. I don't care if you do really sit out on the block and drink 40s all day. I don't care if you are posted on the corner doing that all day. For someone who does not engage in this behavior, to come through one time, get a little sip with your player, and emulate your actions to sell you on the belief that they are in line with your beliefs. They understand where you're coming from. Let me put a little hot sauce on this chicken. Let me pour up a 40. Let's drink a little Irk and jerk. Let's get it in. Let's roll some dice. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like all we have to do is emulate some of your behavior. And we can secure your vote. That's almost what it seems like. It's not like, hey, this is the policy. This is what we're going to do that's going to help you. This is what we're going to do that's going to change the game up for you. This is what we're going to do that is going to improve your quality of life. And, here's my plan for it. Here's what we're going to do to bring back jobs. Here's what we're going to do to enhance your neighborhoods. This is what we're going to do to minimize crime. What's the motherfucking deal? We got calling into the Den this evening. Oh, it might be. Hold on. Let me make sure the audio ain't tripping. Hold on. I don't know why it keeps going back to doing that. Can you hear me now? Okay, you might not be able to hear the audio. I don't know why every time it restarts, it goes back to the other thing. But call back in and we'll take the call. I don't know why it does that. Let me see if I can hustle out of a meal real quick. Oh, my ears. Ready? What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening? Hello.
Can you hear me, Honcho?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
What's good? It's prepaid.
Prepaid, man. What's on your mind this evening? How do you feel about this problematic pattern of political pandering?
It's pathetic, man. It really is. And the people who make it seem like there's nothing wrong with it, man, it just shows you what they think of us as people. Mm-hmm. Ain't no secret to it, bro. I drink. I had me a drink earlier. Yeah. I'm going to keep having me a drink. I started to drink when I was in high school like most of y'all. Well, probably a little bit before high school. In the South, y'all, we drink around middle school. You know, we start having our first little sip or whatever. Mm-hmm. Honcho, I've never had a alcoholic beverage with a brown bag around it.
I don't think I
never.
have either.
Nobody has. In fact, the only people I've ever seen drink alcohol with a brown bag around it are alcoholics, winos, and fucking bums.
That's true.
Bredo calls in all the time. Bredo's my guy. Y'all know that's my dog right there. If I'm in Cali, I will go link with Bredo. If I catch Bredo drinking anything with a brown bag around it, I'm going to punch him square in the face. Because no one drinks alcoholic beverages with brown bags around it. Period. You know who does that? Niggas in the movies.
Interesting.
So he booty plugged and got all his education, made all this money, and that's how he views us. But this is what you do. This is how you connect to niggas. This is who we are. As soon as you buy your alcohol, you pop open the seal and with a brown background and drink out of it. That's who we are as a people. That's what you think of us.
Yeah.
We gonna just forget the fact that when it came to Harlem, the first place him and Al Sharpton went to eat at was Sylvia's. You know, like 10,000 restaurants that y'all had to go to Sylvia's. Yeah. Y'all had to go do a photo op at Sylvia's. You had to have fried chicken, collard greens, and macaroni and cheese. Come on, man. Because that's what we eat, huh? That's what we have to have every day. That's what we eat every day. No. I don't know where I would be without fried chicken. I just don't know what I'd do with myself. And we talked about the Breakfast Club earlier, and it really is sad that Democratic candidates use it as a springboard platform for them to get their word out. The only person who went on Breakfast Club who I even respect is Andrew Yang, because at least he went on there was talking about policy.
Yes.
And of course, come on, an Asian cat going and talking about policy, and y'all got everybody else talking about they was going to Jay-Z. They asked Hillary which one's her favorite Jay-Z album. She said all of them. I love all of them.
Crazy.
Toss in the bag. And the reason why it's so detrimental, because the funny part about it is, y'all, he's racist. That offends you because he's quote unquote racist. But this motherfucker can spit in your face, and y'all just clapping away. Pete, booty plug. It's okay for you to talk to black people and use your regular white voice. You ain't gotta talk to us talking about how you listen to DJ Screw. It's okay. It's all right, bro. You come from a good home. It's all right. Some black people come from good homes also. It's okay to tell us about your policies and why you should be the next president. You don't have to tell us about how good Sylvia's was and, you know what I'm saying, how they kept it real with you while you was there. That's more about being black than drinking 40s out of a brown bag and eating fucking fried chicken and shit like that.
In 2019.
In 2019, and no one had a problem with that shit. Let me tell you something. Them two niggas who got that show are the same two people that went off on Kanye West for being Trump's partner. Who he's been friends with this man for over 14 years. Talk so bad about Kanye. Oh, fuck Kanye, da, da, da. And you let this white gay man get up here and pander on your show and then say a fucking word. If I went and ate somewhere with Pete and Pete decided to drink his liquor with a brown bag around it, I would have rocked his shit. That nigga would have been whisking for weeks. I'd have knocked his two fronts right out of his mouth.
That's crazy.
Code switching. Ain't no fucking thing is code switching. When my white coworkers come, they don't come around me and say, hey, my brother. Hey, don't do that shit with me, bro. I ain't your brother. Don't play that shit. Ain't no code switching. Talk the same way with your white partners, the same way you talk to your black partners. That shit trash, man. That shit's demeaning. A motherfucker telling you in your face how he think about you, and you niggas sitting around accepting that shit and clapping for that shit. Hot toss in the purse. Somebody should have kicked Hillary right in her fucking ass when she said that shit. I'd have waited for her. You know what I did? I'd wait for Hillary to leave. She'd have been going downstairs. I'd have gave her one of them Sparta kicks. Hot toss in your fucking bag. This whole conversation pissed me off. Man, I'm going to sleep. Bye, man.
All right, replay. And that's my thing, man. You know, we have to separate. And like I said, I'm not knocking if you vote in whatever way. It's not a knock on that. But it's like, we'll accept shit from people we like or that we're leaning towards that we won't accept from others. What is the difference? You know, Kanye got called coon for his meeting with Trump, and he's out there speaking what he felt. He's saying what he truly honestly felt. He was out there trying to get jobs to come to Chicago and all that other stuff. He's a coon. He talked to Trump. He said stuff. He said he liked the MAGA hat. But yet people were all right. Oh, hot sauce. What kind of hot sauce? What kind of album? You know, dancing. Like I said, Roland Martin literally dancing for Hillary Clinton. But we have no issues with that. We don't talk about that. We're not going to address that. Nobody's calling Roland Martin a coon for that. These two dudes, like I said, I'm not familiar with them. We drinking 40. We gonna get you some street cred. We gonna go drink some 40 with the brown bag. I do know a person who drinks out of a brown bag. I told y'all a story about a cousin of mine that we call Whoop. I told y'all Whoop has a drinking problem. Whoop has a drinking problem. And it all comes back together. So, hey, I don't know anything about that. I generally, if I'm drinking, I'm at the crib or I'm in some type of establishment. So I can honestly say that now that I think, but I've never had a brown bag. I've seen drinks put in the brown bag. You know, if you buy a single drink or something like that, and then, but I've never engaged in it. Like I've seen it, but I've never engaged in it. And that's what you got, man. That's what y'all got. That's what you got koozies for. Goddamn, that's what I got koozies for. I fuck with y'all, whether you liberal or you not, whatever you believe. I fuck with you because I fuck with y'all. I don't give a fuck about these politicians. I'm just saying, whatever you believe, you should believe. Doesn't matter what I'm saying. Doesn't matter about any of these things. But it's these actions that are allowed because if, say, Trump would have gone to the Breakfast Club and I love fucking what's that kid? What's the Chance the Rapper? Y'all be calling them all kind of fucking liars and bullshit motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? If he said he was rocking with Nipsey Hussle or something, y'all be calling them all kind of bullshit motherfuckers. But nobody second guesses this stuff. When y'all really think Hillary Clinton listened to Jay-Z? Y'all really feel like Hillary's listening to Jay-Z? She ain't listening to Jay-Z when Jay-Z was performing for her at the damn rally or whatever. All I'm saying is, I'm finna meal hustle somebody real quick. That's all I'm saying. Who finna get got? I don't know what you can get for $93 at Burger King. But yeah, Barry Goldwater. Wasn't Barry Goldwater a Republican? Wasn't Barry Goldwater like a certified racist? You know what I'm saying? But this is who Hillary came from. But her views have changed over the years, right? Yeah, Goldwater. Nah, nigga, GoldenEye, nigga. Yes, Goldwater. So my thing is, look, Hillary's falling out on the campaign trail. Okay, didn't support the Civil Rights Act. Okay, kind of like Ron. I like Ron a little bit. Well, Ron or Rand? Ron's the older one, right? Okay. But all I'm saying is this, man. Okay. Well, I'm sure he regretted it later. We all regret things. But all I'm saying is I want to know how people feel. And I know, like I said, we have we have a lot of people who feel a different way, who feel about the other side. So if you are more left-leaning, I want y'all to call in. I want everybody to call in, goddammit. I want everybody to call in. Look, if we talking about assaulting men, y'all calling in. But I want y'all to call in and tell me if you feel like this, that you're being pandered to, or if you feel like these candidates are going on these platforms for legitimate reasons. I want to know how y'all truly feel about that. How does it, again, you know, I don't like it. I disagree with it, but I want to know the other side, because that's what the Den is about, understanding situations from multiple perspectives. So, what? That is absolutely not what it's about. So you say all of them allow you picking your struggle, okay? I can understand that. But what if your struggle has been the same struggle for so long, and that struggle has not been benefited by the people you're picking? That's what I'm asking. What if the people that we've been rocking with for so long, that we've been going with for so long, what is this, 50, 60 years now? And we still have the same problems that we've had for the last 60 years. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to understand. That's what I'm trying to get. So we've been rocking with these one particular party heavily in the black community. But yet, nothing has changed. Did somebody come out and debunk that? Well, not Booker T. Washington, but who did he say? Who did he say? He marched with MLK or somebody like that? Somebody debunked that shit. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So let's talk about that. Lesser evil is something that comes up a lot. A lot. The term lesser evil comes up a lot. Was Hillary really the lesser of two evils, or was Trump actually the lesser of two evils? Hillary, on her watch, people lost their lives. But she'll pick up that phone at 3 in the morning. Who do you want picking up the phone at 3 in the morning? You know? Bill will pick up that phone if it's Monica calling. But Hillary had that political experience. We saw what she was about. Hillary, the Clinton Foundation. Let's talk about black people and the Clintons. And again, I don't want to make it just about, I really want to be on pandering, but you know, it's going to revert back to that conversation. We'll take it after this call. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we got calling into the Den this evening?
Man, it's your boy Roman.
Roman Polanski. What's the motherfucking deal, man? What's on your mind this evening?
Oh, man. Well, first I'm going to answer your question. Who was the lesser of two evils?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, in a way I can't answer that question. Because, I mean, Trump won, so going by demographics and what happened, it was Trump. But, I mean, think about it. I mean, damn. I mean, both of them were so shrouded in controversy. I mean, you barely heard anything about their politics. You get what I mean? You had Hillary with the emails. You had Trump with his tax returns. I mean, it was like you couldn't keep the break off of either of them. And shit, Hillary had a whole investigation. Same as Trump. So, I mean, I would say both was the worst. But I mean, if you're going by demographics, it was Hillary because she lost. But I'll just say that. But it is up to your interpretation of who you feel. Okay, Honcho. So, what's the topic about, man? I just called in, man. I didn't read it.
We're talking about pandering to the black community by politicians. And so all these politicians who go on the Breakfast Club, we talked about Hillary and the hot sauce, all the current Democratic candidates who've gone, you know, this year, Andrew Yang, you know, Bernie, Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, who else we got? Elizabeth Warren and Pete Buttigieg. You know, and
Pete Booty.
Yeah, and then Pete Booty going on dates in Maryland and drinking 40s out of brown paper bags, you know. Is pandering necessary? Do you think it's a necessary evil? Should it be done? Are they playing black people as stupid, or what do you think that they're doing? Because he also when Sylvia's a
You
popular
know,
Harlem restaurant.
well, I also just Honcho, should it be done? No, you shouldn't pander nobody to vote for you. You should just have good political. I mean, you should just have good ways to promote your views on people for people to vote for you. Your politics should influence people or just grab people's attention. You shouldn't pander. I think pandering is horrible. Good example. Democrats especially say that they smoked weed before. Let's be honest, man. Weed is phenomenal. Weed smoked by everybody. But we all know everybody smokes weed, but the main demographic is niggas and Mexicans. Let's be honest. And you've had many senators talking about smoking weed. Obama, you had Al Sharpton was talking about smoking weed. If I'm correct, Kamala Harris went on goddamn birthday show talking about how she smoked weed.
Yeah.
I think Booker did too. I could be wrong by him, but I do know Kamala Harris did.
Yeah.
So I think that's pandering. That's pandering right there. Well, I smoke weed. I'm relative to you because you smoke weed. This man, get out my face.
Yeah.
And not just other things. Then the hot sauce in their bag. Predominantly, black women put hot sauce in their bag. Not older black women. My grandma, I know she does. So it happens. But Hillary, what are you trying to say? Like, what you're trying to be hip and say, because they do this, I can vote for them. Another good example, Bill Clinton, the saxophone. Now, Bill Clinton actually won bad on the saxophone, but it's pandering because it's a musical instrument predominantly played by black people, which is the saxophone. And that's another just art of pandering. How Bill likes to eat chicken. Come on, man. It's like, that's just an art of pandering right there that I have to say the Democrats do a lot. Now, I'm not going to go over here and say the Republicans don't do it either. I don't know that. That's something I would need to research. But politics do it. They pander and they pander and they pander to you because that's who they want. I mean, I ain't got an example. Trump. Trump panders too. Trump doesn't pander. He does not pander to blacks. He don't really pander to Mexicans. He panders to the unsung voter, which is real white people, which is people which is, I'm not trying to be rude here, but a lot of people like to call them when, pit marks right here, trailer park trash. Lower income white people, okay? No offense to any white people in the chat, I'm just saying that. Well, if you want to, that's a term they use. He marketed to them. You have to, an unsung voter is a voter that damn near never votes. I mean, it's been so many elections that they didn't vote. He talked and said what they want to hear. He was talking about jobs. He was talking about jobs, not outsourcing to Mexico. He was talking about border security, which is in a lot of rural places, especially down in Texas, Brownsville, Hunters, all that is down there, way straight by the border. He marketed to them. That was all the pandering. He knew their spots they wanted to do. He went there. He was in the. I remember he was in the working hat. He was working with the farmers. I mean, it's an art of pandering. Pandering happens for everybody. It happens for all politicians. Shit, you want to go even older? Shit, what did Lincoln do? Talking about how he'll free the slaves. I mean, especially predominantly in the North, which was free, free state. Same thing he did when he went to the Midwest in California was also a free state. So the thing is, pandering has happened for all of goddamn politics. Now, is pandering an issue? I think it is, because you shouldn't pander somebody to get your politics across. What's the point? The point is, like I said, that you're supposed to get people into your politics, and then it makes me start to believe, are you just pandering? You're just pandering because it looks good. You're not pandering. You're just pandering because it looks good. It's not because you're really trying to grab somebody. Like, well, what is your point of doing that? And I'm saying that because it's predominantly done by Democrats. And that's the issue, man, because you are kind of, it's 1,000 of them. You're the whole Romans right here, man. First, face off against one Greek. Yeah, it looks like you're going to lose. So, like 20 different Democrats running right now. Some, I don't even know their name. and against one man, and you're the minority. So that makes me look how you're running your campaigns just ain't working. Because ain't nobody believing you. And you look at these early polls, and the early polls, CNN has you winning, Fox has you losing. So who do you believe? I mean, you can also go by seeing Fox and also CNN pander. They pander. I would say CNN pander to more black folks because predominantly black folks vote Democrat. I would say Fox goes more, of course, conservative, and which is predominantly white people. The thing is, it's pandering everywhere, and it's definitely an issue. And yeah, that's all I got, man.
Okay. All right. Well,
You got any questions for me, man? I need a question.
is there any one specific incident of pandering that, bothered you, upset you, or made you question that particular candidate?
Hillary with the hot sauce in the bag, bro. I'm like, come on, Hillary. Hillary, you've been rich your whole damn life. When you ever put hot sauce in your bag? What do you know about hot sauce in your? You know, hot sauce in your bag means, Honcho. When they didn't have the especially Tabasco and hot sauce, you didn't eat. And the thing is, of the food one season, you get some hot sauce to make it taste better. Hillary, what do you know about that? I mean, that just was a part. And then a lot of so many candidates just going on the Breakfast Club. Well, what do you have to do with the Breakfast Club? I mean, you could go to all these other news medias, do a town hall, and you actually take your time to do a Breakfast Club meeting with Charlemagne. Come on, man. That's what irritates me. It's just when people, especially go to the Breakfast Club and they're hot off in that bag issue. That's all I got, man.
All right. I mean, I appreciate your call there, Roman.
Man, anytime.
All right.
We'll see your prepaid coming in and try to kill me again, man. I feel like I had a good argument this morning, but we'll see, man. But that's my goal.
Already. Shout out to Roman, baby. And again, I would love someone to call in who is in support of what's going on, if anybody is. But I think that most people are not. I saw someone say that, the lesser tools, and that's understood. But again, Hillary was actually a politician who had policies put in place that hampered certain groups, certain people, targeted certain groups, certain people, left certain groups and certain people out to dry. And so in my opinion, and again, we can talk about the Haiti Red Cross thing, the Clinton Foundation. I think there's a lot of different things that you can speak on with Hillary. Has a proven track record. Now, I do agree with the local election comment because that is what's most important. That is what's going to impact you most directly. So I definitely agree with that. Y'all don't mind me. I'm just adding a couple more restaurants to this list here. So I can meal hustle y'all. I lost the chat over where we at. Wow. So again, is this method necessary? Roman said he didn't like it. He thinks it's that they should be, impressing people with their policies, which is something that I 100% agree with. I mean, that you should become with factual information. You have access to Breakfast Club. I think the viewership is 60% black, something like that. And I don't know about, Jesus. I'm sure Roland Martin is a News One, something like that. I think they're probably significantly higher. And again, like I said, they go on these platforms and they leverage a certain idea. They leverage the opportunity to reach out to that demographic. Hold on, we got a call coming in. Hold up. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
It's Miss Meek.
Miss Meek. First, Miss Meek, I got a question.
I heard somebody look for me. Here I go.
Here I go. Okay, mystical.
Here I go. And let me tell you something, NPC. the number with the prison number. That sounds like your prison number since you want to call me ghetto. So you assumed because I say I live in a county where we vote, where we have an advantage. No, sir. I don't live in the ghetto. But if you want to think I live in the ghetto, fine. I live in the ghetto. What's it to you, bruh? Whatever you is. Now,
Hold up.
as far as earlier I couldn't call in. I was at the library.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be studying, but Honcho, you and these topics, Jesus, I shouldn't have never clicked on it.
But I got a question. I got a question. How was date night?
How was what?
Date night. You say you and yeah.
It ended kind of quick. I'll be putting it down. But anyway.
Oh, hey. What that do? Okay, but let's get back to it. Okay.
Yeah. So now, we get all these views and putting down black folks and all this stuff going on. But let me tell you something. I don't care what nobody say. First of all, Hillary didn't get elected because no man in the United States of America want to follow orders from a woman. So I knew when it was down to them two who was going to win. I knew the orange man was going to win. I knew it. I'm good for it. And he need to show his taxes. Like I said, he needs to show his fucking taxes. We need to see a birth certificate. We need to see a birth certificate. Bitch, we need to see your taxes. And we need to see your physical with your senile ass. He ain't showing that like every other president did. Every other president goes to the doctor, and they physical, and they taxes are to be viewed. No, not the orange man. He do what the fuck he want to do. And he is not running this country good. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Everybody got their own opinion. It is what it is. It is what it is. Now I'm going to be honest with you. He probably will win in 2020. But you know what? I'm going to still live the same. We just got to live another 4 years with this senile motherfucker. That's all it is. He's going to win. I'll give it to everybody. He's going to win. The only way he don't win is if they impeach him. That's not going to happen. He's not going to get impeached. I don't know why these people sign these petitions and all that. He's not getting impeached. He's going to be in there another 4 years. That's the way it is. Okay. Now, serious business. They can say what they want about Obama. This is what I did like he did. It really is. I loved he did. He let my kids stay on my insurance till they were 26. My daughter had a terminal disease. She got to stay on my insurance till she was 26. Now, if she would have had that first damn transplant when she was 21, she would have been off my insurance. I can keep her 5 years. I'm grateful for that. There's nothing no other president in the world could give me the life of my daughter.
Miss Me. Miss Me, I'm not sure what it is. Like I said, I didn't know if it was me. It sounded kind of muffled on you. Like you kind of cutting in and out.
Oh, okay. I was saying, like, Obama, the one thing I did like he did, the insurance thing, my kids got to stay on my insurance till they was 26. My daughter had a terminally ill disease. Now, had he not changed it till they was 26, she would have passed away when she was 21. First thing they asked me when we got in that hospital before they even ordered her an organ for her organ transplant is, do you have insurance? She would have got that organ transplant. So there's no other president or nobody else in this world could give me that life for the last 5 years I had my daughter. Because she was on my insurance, because I had great insurance. So they can say what they want. They can say what they want. And another thing is, the man needs to show his goddamn taxes. The people that hide stuff got something to hide. And you think this man ain't racist. Listen, y'all can like who y'all want to like. I'm on the phone right now, and I'm going to say my opinion. The shit he says, the shit he does, the lawsuits he had, the minorities, the shit he paid out, settle. You don't settle lawsuits unless you're wrong. You don't settle. Y'all know this man racist. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all know this man racist. He stand up for him. He does everything for him. He makes sure they okay. He don't talk bad about him. That man is racist. Now, it ain't no give me, and you going to prove, and you give me $500 and all that. Man, the motherfucker's racist. It is what it is. He's racist. He's a bigot, and he's racist. He won't even shake He sit up here and move his hand away from black people. Really? Oh, okay. Yeah. And it doesn't make you stupid. And then I get so tired of people saying Democrats are stupid. First of all, nobody even taught me to be Democrat or Republican. Nobody taught me that. Everything I learned was on my own in this world. I told y'all, I had no kind of guidance, no influences or nothing. I picked what I picked because I did. And all this, and then earlier, Prepaid Mike talked about taking shots at people. So now I live in a ghetto because I said I vote what I want and I'm going to stay in my county because we have what we want. So now I live in a ghetto. So is that not taking a personal shot or not? Yeah, that's taking a personal shot. I ain't took no personal shots at nobody in here. I've been talking about Trump and what's going on. But he took a personal shot at me. What y'all got to say about that? I live in a ghetto? No. I worked 2 and 3 jobs to stay out the ghetto. I did. I worked 2 and 3 jobs, sometimes 4, to keep my kids out of the ghetto. Whatever the ghetto means to y'all. Ghetto can be black, white, or whatever. But I didn't stay in the ghetto. Never. I never took food stamps, never had Medicaid, never had nothing from the state, never asked the state for a penny. I may not be as successful as some. I went to school here and there off and on during the years, and I'm finishing now. I'm about to get my master's degree, like I said previously. But my life, everybody's life is not to where, well, you get off your ass and do this. If you don't know how, if nobody taught you how to get off your ass, how you know how to get off your ass? Some people have a tough break in life, and that's the way it is. Some people don't have the resources or the people to teach them. They don't have it. So you cannot put down people because they didn't have that break or they don't have that mindset you have. Everybody don't have that mindset to, oh, well, ain't nobody going to hand you nothing. Shit, we know ain't nobody going to hand us nothing. But you see them bums out there on 85 South when I'm going downtown or I'm going to a doctor begging for money. And I had the money. I don't know what their life was like. I don't know what their parents was like. I don't know how they were raised. I don't know what kind of resources and knowledge they was given. I wasn't given any knowledge. Anything that I learned in this world was because of me and how I looked. But that was because of me. But I'm not going to put down another motherfucker saying, well, you can do this. Don't be using no excuses. Some people just don't know. If you just don't know, you just don't know. You can't put down people for not knowing. There's people out in this world that do not know. If you don't have nobody to tell you, how the hell you gonna know? And it's like that, whether y'all want to believe it or not, it's like that. And just because I choose to stay where I live, and listen, I drive 2 hours to work, but when I come home, I'm gonna still live right here because you know what? You can vote for who you want in the president. You can vote for all that, but the only thing that matters is your local elections, your local judges, your local police chief, your local mayor, your local school and superintendents. All that is what affects your life. So my main thing is I vote because that's my right, and my ancestors died and shed blood for me to vote. So anything that comes up for me to vote, whether it's one damn vote, I'm gonna vote. Because that's what I do. But I'm going to vote. But the local, that's what counts. That's what affects your life, your local races. Anybody disagree? Okay.
I can agree with that, but I got a question for you.
Uh-huh.
But I want to kind of get to I'm going to steer you to the left a little bit. But so how do you feel about when these candidates, though? So, I mean, if you lean in left, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's entitled to how they want to feel. But do you not feel that when they go on these shows, when they go on these platforms, that a lot of these candidates are pandering to black people? Whether you agree with their policies, whether you agree with, who they are or not, but do you feel like they're pandering?
Oh, yeah. I seen that video earlier with Buddy drinking that. And, everybody was talking about it. And I decided to look it up because, I like history and I look up stuff and, I just don't believe what people say. I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna research because people think Google's the answer for everything, but that's why I stay at the libraries too because I'm gonna look up research. But of course they do. Like, he was standing there, and the two guys that he was standing with when he drunk that liquor, you know, they got this little show, and he wants to be president so bad, he don't even care that they was clowning him, because they really was clowning him. To be honest with you, they were clowning him.
Yeah.
Come on now, we know us. We could be petty as hell. So yeah, of course they do. Of course they do. And just like Ron said, and you know, let me tell you something. Pre-Bay got a lot of good points. I'm not going to lie about that. Yes, they do. But they all lie. All of them lie. All of them lie to get in that office. And one person I will not even consider voting for is Kamala Harris. Because when I first seen her, I said, okay, she's a black woman, but let me see what she did, because I don't know who she is. Let me look up and see what she's done and what she hasn't done. And when I started researching her, I said, oh no, she's out of the equation for me. But now that's for me. She's out of the equation for me. Now, if anybody else want to vote for her, that's her. But the stuff she's done and the stuff she's approved and stuff I'm against that. So she will not be nowhere near my equation. Nowhere near it. So really, I just don't know who I would vote for, which I don't think it'll really matter this time. We know who's going to get in 2020. But my thing is, the reason why I'm accepting that was the last 4 years. Because he's definitely not getting impeached. I need to get that out y'all damn head. All that, he's not getting impeached. He's getting back in 2020. He is. Now, I'm not going to say he's done everything bad. I'm not going to say that. Okay? Because I'm going to be honest. There's a couple of things he did do that I do like. You know, with the weed situation. He is trying to pass the weed bill and all that. He's for it. Hey, I'm with that too, because, you know, not to keep bringing my child up, but, you know, the last 6 months of her life, that's what kept her happy. Like, you know, that weed pen with the THC we had to order from California, that's what kept her happy. So, you know, if somebody's suffering, you know, I seen firsthand how they can help, you know, with situations like that. So he did do that, and also signing that prison bill. You know, he did that. Now, as far as I got to look up with him donating all this per se money to the HBCUs. I don't know. I never heard that, but I'm gonna look that up. I'm not gonna say nobody's a lie. I will research that. I will. But you know, other than that, I've been watching Trump since the TV shows for years, and I know when he ran for president, he even said it. He do it for a tax break. He never thought he was going to get in, but he did. And it's okay. What can we do about it? But me personally, I don't think he's doing a great job. I think a lot of people are basing, just like y'all said, a lot of people are using their feelings as well because they think he's racist. Even if y'all think he's not. It's a lot of racists out there that thinks he's racist. Y'all cannot deny that. They think he is. So they think that he's on their side, whether he is or not, which personally I think he is. But it goes both ways. It goes both ways. It's not just one-sided here. Just like Obama. It's not one-sided. A lot of black people, he disappointed. Hey, he did. A lot of black people he didn't. I told you the one thing he did for me. And whether y'all could say, hey, that's all she bases it on, well, listen, 5-6 more years of my child's life was worth it to me. No matter how long he was in office. It is what it is, because 21, your kids have dropped off your insurance. Now, 26, which in my case was a great factor for me. So all the other stuff, you know, some of the stuff I didn't understand what he did, you know, and some of the stuff I didn't like he did. But hell, that's every freaking president. That's every president. None of them is really here for us. They're there for themselves. The people in the local races, they're here for us because they're local. We can control our local races. That's the control. That's what affects your life. Your local races.
So why don't you think that any of the current Democratic candidates are going to be strong enough to topple Trump?
See, they're going about it the wrong way. First of all, they all be up there being petty, just like they was with Obama. It's just that now you just seeing both sides of the book. Like you seeing the cover and you seeing the inside. Like they're being so petty, like it gets on my nerves. Like with the shutdown, that shutdown affected my son because he is a military worker. Like that's what he do. So they just all being so freaking petty. But what can you expect? That's what's been going on the last 10, 12 years. So it's like the norm now. They're being petty. I'm not going to sit up here and lie and say the Democrats ain't being petty. They're being petty too. Oh, no, we just ain't going to do it. We're just not going to agree. We're just not going to agree. Well, that's what's been happening. It ain't just started happening. It didn't just start happening. They're being petty too. That's why I tell people, and I encourage the young people, I encourage the young people and everybody around me, vote local. Make sure you do that too. Now, you make sure you vote for the president, but you vote local, especially. Because that's going to affect your taxes, everyday taxes, where you go spend your money at Kroger, Quick Trip, or wherever you go. Your local judges, your local mayor, your local is where you live. That affects your life.
Yeah, I agree.
But, they all acting petty. And it's actually an embarrassment to the United States right now. Everybody's looking at us like, y'all so fucking weak. Y'all in there fighting like hell. Y'all so fucking weak. Because they are looking so petty.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie and say because, and they're, no, because you know what? I'm not blind. And everybody sees what's going on. This fighting is like a family just fighting back and forth, and the whole world's looking at us fighting and stupid. That's why when I come home, where I lay my head, where I go to the grocery store, that's what I care about. Because I'm going to vote all day. Every time I can vote, like I said, because it's my right to vote. I don't have any felonies. I can do this. I'm going to vote. But what affects me is what happens to me locally.
I agree. I can agree with that. And, the fact that you can see that it's happening on both sides, I think that's what more people should be doing. I think there are a lot of people who just focus on more party than politics, what's actually going on, what's actually being said, that they want to make sure they stay fully aligned and they can't say anything negative or anything bad about, the party in which they claim or associate themselves with. So I can respect that. And the fact that you actually have a legitimate reason as to why you supported Obama. Outside, I think a lot of people just went with, well, because he was black, but you actually have a reason why he benefited your situation. And I think that's what it should be about. I think that politics should be, well, this politician, what did they do for you? You gave them your vote, what did they do for you? And I don't think a lot of people can necessarily answer that, or a lot of people end up having voters' remorse. I don't know if that's a thing, I just made that up, but I'm sure it's a thing. And so then they decide, hey, I'm going to switch to the other side or whatever, for whatever good reason. But, I think that's what's up. The fact that you have a legitimate reason as to why you supported Obama. And I think that's a very valid reason as to why.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't just do it because he was black. If Trump would have been in there and he did the same damn thing where he changed where I can keep my daughter on my good insurance to where they gave her 3 organ transplants, because it doesn't happen if you got Medicaid. If you don't have insurance, it doesn't happen. Whether what people want to say it or not, it does not happen, because the first thing them doctors looked at me when they came in there and told me my baby only had 10 hours to live or we need some organs, they asked me for my insurance card.
Yeah.
Then what if I didn't have one? So that benefited me in that way. And like I said, a lot of things he did I didn't like. A lot of things that he did I didn't agree with. But that was just the one president that was in there at that time that did something to benefit me.
Yeah.
And now, with these, he And a lot of people that's in a certain tax bracket, whether Shelley was saying this earlier, I don't think she was being malicious. People in a certain tax bracket is benefiting from Trump, and it is what it is. And it wasn't just Trump; it was other presidents before him that people in a certain tax bracket benefited from. But the middle class and the poor do not benefit from that. Y'all want to sit up here and act like people just saying stuff just to say stuff, and y'all know the shit is true. Like certain people benefit off certain tax brackets when they're set a certain way.
No.
Now me. It doesn't matter. You're gonna take Texas from me. You know, I'm not rich. We're not rich. We're making it. We live okay. I'm not hurting. I don't want for anything. I got my season tickets. I get what I want. If I want to go shopping tomorrow, I put my girls through college. My son go through college. But I'm not rich. But certain people. But I'm not in that tax bracket. It's just the point that I work 3 or 4 jobs to make sure that happens for my children and for me. But I'm not in that tax bracket that's getting help when you're making millions or so much money. It does matter. And certain people vote for certain presidents when they in that tax bracket.
Yeah, I agree. But that makes sense for them. So can you fault somebody who does that?
I didn't hear you.
I said, can you fault somebody who does that? I mean, if it benefits them and helps them keep their money?
Not at all. Okay. Not at all. But don't get mad when somebody say it because it's true. It does. No, you can't fault nobody for that. That's cool. You can't fault them for that because if I was in that tax bracket, hell, I want that tax cut too. But but people cannot sit up here and lie and say that they don't vote when it comes to their money. Money is what this is all about. It's about money. It's about money, how you spend your money, how much money you gonna keep, how much money you gonna save. It's about money. And if this man gonna make you, and you make $400,000 a year, and you make $1 million a year, and you can get all these tax cuts, yeah, I'm gonna vote for that motherfucker. Yeah. I don't care what else he do, because he keeping money in my pocket. Okay. And regardless of what anybody says, this shit that's going on right now is embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. On both parties. But I'm going to still be Democrat. Yes, NBC, I'm a Democrat. And I don't live in the ghetto. But I'm still a Democrat. I don't live in $1 million house, but I don't live in the ghetto. And if anybody does, I'm not knocking them. Because you survive how you survive. Because I've had to survive how I survived.
Okay. Well, I can't fault you for that. Like I said, you said you found out independently. You did your own research as to why you feel the way you feel. And I can respect that because, like I said, what you see, though, is the majority. And I'm going to ask you, why do you think that the majority of blacks, almost 90+%, that lean heavily to the Democratic side? Why don't you think more blacks vote Republican, even though there are a lot of well-to-do blacks? Like, not everybody is poor, not everybody's hurting, and some of them can benefit from more conservative policies. Why don't you think more black people lean that way?
Because it was just like Prepaid said, when you raise a certain way, people just stick with that. Mm-hmm. People just stick, if they grew up Democrat, then, they would just taught that you better not be a Republican because you black. That's true. I'm not finna knock that because that's true. Because I'm saying, my neighbor, he's a Republican. When my husband and they was talking about it, he said he was a Republican, and my husband got mad. I was like, you can't get out of him because he's a Republican. That's just what he do. Yeah. But he's black. I said, but you can't base it off that. I mean, that's just you can't, because that's what most black people were taught, and most poor people were taught to be Democrat. That's just what we were taught. But I did my research on which side I wanted to go to, just like the same thing with church. I didn't know what denomination I want to be. Oh, you black, you got to be Baptist. Well, I got to be Baptist. What if I don't like what they saying? Yeah. What if I want to be something else? You know what I mean? Even though I'm Methodist now, and they're like, what is that? Why are you? What is that? But that's just what I chose because that's where I felt comfortable. But it's what we're taught. That's what you taught. That's what you see as you growing up, and that's what you're taught. Okay. That's not a lie there. there's no lie. Don't. But if you don't do research, like I just don't believe when people like anybody can walk up to me and say anything. Okay, well let me see. I'm gonna research this shit. I don't know. Let me see first.
And that's wise. I think that's a smart thing to do. I mean, that's how you should approach it. I don't know. Is there anything else you'd like to add? I have no further questions. So I don't know if there's anything else you would like to add to that.
No, that's it.
Okay. Well, let me tell you why I appreciate it. I appreciate you calling in and representing and bringing a different perspective and a different view, from the majority of calls we've had today as we've been talking on, political topics and things like that. So I definitely appreciate you for calling in and sharing your thoughts.
Well, I'm always do that. I ain't gonna fake and be, follow the law. This is what I feel, and yeah, I mean, we do, and I just ain't nothing we can really do to control this. We can vote because, and like I said, I vote because my ancestors died. People died, shed blood for us to vote. So anything I can do, and I know I'm not a felon. Just like I carry a gun, got my gun license, I do anything I can do that's out there for me. Yeah. So, the only thing is, my thing is locally. I mean, like I said, when I come home, I know what I'm coming to. I know the laws, I know the taxes, I know how much I'm going to pay for a loaf of bread. I know what the taxes going to be. I know what the police, I know the police in my area. We have meetings, we have community meetings. We have, this locally is what I do. And I think that's better because this is where I got to lay my head at night.
Yeah.
So that's really my main point of voting is locally. I vote presidential and all that, and I vote locally, especially.
Okay.
But all right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. I'm still listening. All right, y'all. See y'all in the morning.
Appreciate your call. Don't be an Atlanta fan, but I appreciate your call.
All right, bye.
Vote against the Falcons. Outside of that, do your thug thing. Shout out to Miss Meat, for coming through and representing her views. The Den can be a tough crowd. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the Den this evening? Hello.
I'm here, Honcho.
Okay, all right. What's on your mind there, Prepaid?
Miss Meat, we appreciate your call. I appreciate your call. I'm not going to say anything personal about you. You live in your truth. You vote for who you want to vote for. You do your own research, and I applaud you. That's the way this whole thing works. With you with your daughter being able to stay on your insurance, I'm very happy that was able to be established. Now let me give it to you from my standpoint and why I fucking hate Obamacare. My insurance policy with Blue Cross Blue Shield, I paid a premium of about $155 is what I think I pay a month. When Obamacare came in and was pushed through, my premium went to $312. Now, no matter how much money you make, when your shit doubles the way mine did, it's going to piss you off. It's going to make me very angry. And here's the problem. In America, everything here is the power of choice. So when you force everyone to have health insurance, some people are going to benefit and some were not. Now, judging off your phone conversation, you didn't get hit with the same penalties that I did. I got crushed on insurance, flat out crushed. I'm paying a premium so high that I know a person who has cancer who isn't paying the same amount of money that I'm paying for. I'm young, in great shape. Why am I paying such a premium? So policies benefit some more than others, and you have to understand that. It doesn't make that policy great just because you benefited from it. Now, before the stream messed up, you mentioned Shelley was saying something about what tax bracket we're in. That's bullshit. That means absolutely nothing. Because you ain't poor, you don't live in the ghetto, and you still voting Democrat. So what, the rules don't apply to you but it applies to me? That's what we have to get back on, debating what we voted for and the policies behind it, not the personal shit. Now, I am on the phone, and I'm going to correct you on one thing, because you said why are people selling? If you're innocent and you didn't do anything wrong, you don't settle. You don't settle our case. That's the biggest. Probably the biggest. It's probably the dumbest thing I've heard all year, pretty much. 96% of cases in America are all settled by plea deals. You think every person that goes to jail, every person who goes to court and accepts a plea, you think they all guilty? Of course not. They simply do not have the funds to fight this case. They don't have the time to fight this case. A lot of these people cannot keep coming back to court because they have a job they need to be at. They have bills. They have prior things they have to take care of. Everybody settles. Everybody. It's a lawsuit. You know how many personal injury law firms there are because of the said thing? You think Jim Adler, and I know y'all may not be from Texas, you think Jim Adler got all them fucking signs because he's just going and whooping everybody's ass? No, they're selling those cases. It's called insurance policies. They protect these people. That's why they settle these cases. You think every time a person gets in an accident and say they got a lumbar spine injury, they got a neck injury, that State Farm is just saying, you know what, this person really has a neck injury. No, they'd rather give you the $27,000 than going to court and possibly losing $270,000. That's why they pay their insurance premiums. That's how this whole thing works. You cannot hate a person for filing bankruptcy and using a loophole that is able to be used by everybody. You can't do it. You cannot hate a person for using charitable contributions to not pay their taxes. You cannot do it. You just can't do it. It doesn't make any sense. The same thing they're doing is available to you. You just don't take advantage of it. Old saying, don't hate the player, you hate the what?
Hate the game.
You gotta hate the game. That's all you can do. You can't hate the player, hate the game, baby. That's how this whole thing works. Trump is looking out for his rich homeboys. No, he's not. Because majority of the 1%ers don't even like his ass. Trickle-down effect. Upper class spends money, middle class benefits from it. Middle class spends money, lower class benefits from it. Lower class takes the money, and then they start moving their way up to the middle class. You can't keep saying that no one's benefiting the middle class if we have more millionaires now than we ever had in history. We have more billionaires than we ever had in history. People are moving up. And just to give y'all a heads up, I'm in the same tax bracket I was in when I voted for Obama. So I didn't vote for Trump because I magically got some money. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. The same shit I know about taxes and how to get around stuff is the same shit I knew when Obama was in office. You can twist it, you can turn it, you can do whatever you want to, but the facts are the facts. There's no way around it. Now, I'm not here to dispute everything Ms. Meek said because that's not what I'm here for. I don't do stuff like that. I'm not here to convince anybody. You're going to vote for who you want to vote for. Truth be told, if I broke down everything Democrats do wrong, I could stay on this phone for a whole hour. And when it's time to hit the motherfucking booths, everybody who's black, I guarantee, going to be right back there voting for Democrats. They've been hearing it their whole life. I can't change that shit. You got to do your own research. You got to do your own work. Now, Ms. Meek, I will tell you one thing, because as an Atlanta Falcons fan, you said you live in Atlanta, and I believe you said you're from there. Y'all have one of the highest rates of homelessness in America. Now, you say you vote locally, and all of a sudden, when you going to hold people's feet to the fire? Because Houston, we had a very big problem with homelessness. We had a very big problem. It ain't as bad as Atlanta, but we had a very big problem with it. So, you know what I'm saying? You talk about these homeless people and these bums and stuff, y'all got to do something with that shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit got, you know, and if you live on the West Coast, y'all, San Francisco, L.A., this shit, y'all got to do something with this shit. You can't keep talking about, oh, we do for our people, and then you keep walking by and there's people laying on the ground who don't know where their next meal going to come from. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of it lost within both parties and, you know, both ideologies is that people keep forgetting that we all humans. We all humans. None of us deserve to be homeless. So none of us deserve to have people, you know, peeing on you and walking past you and, you know, spitting on you and stuff. No one deserves that type of shit. If we get back to putting forth human beings first, a lot of this shit gonna start making sense. You got Democrats putting the government halt, man, and people who work at the airport can't get their paychecks. That's silly. That's silly. Y'all the party for the people, but y'all holding back resources from people who need that money. See, Republicans ain't sitting back telling you they're the part of the people. Nobody said that bullshit. That's y'all running. That's y'all little slogan or whatever. If that's what y'all believe in, why are y'all holding back resources? Why are y'all stopping things? Why are y'all blocking infrastructure meetings with the president? Jay Dizzle, Professor Trill talks about this shit all the time, how bad infrastructure is. We can't even meet by infrastructure because y'all too busy saying the president's a Russian spy. That's the shit that makes me mad. When it's time to get something done, these motherfuckers are still being hard-headed. And that's on both sides of it. That's on both sides of it. But if you're going to call yourself the part of the people, be about the fucking people. And I can date back 72 years, and I guarantee y'all ain't been about the people this whole time. Y'all say y'all are and ain't doing shit. That's it for me, Honcho. You got any questions for me?
No, I ain't got nothing.
Okay, y'all be blessed.
Already prepaid. Appreciate the call, man. That is true. That's a very interesting conversation. That's something we may have to discuss real soon. Put a little bit of focus on the homeless problem in America. Okay. Interesting. Okay. And that's what's up, Ms. Meek. So you go feed the homeless every Saturday. But what about the local government? Like how they, and shout out to Thunderbolt, man. And before I forget, shout out to Thunderbolt 9999. Say props to the guy who calls in his prepaid mic, Professor Trio. Had me rolling. Had me fooled. Okay. Yes. that's funny. Like I still find that funny that people get that prepaid and Trio, confused. They are two different gentlemen. It's because y'all are racist, and that's what it is. Y'all are all racist. Y'all all think all black men sound the same. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. I knew it. I knew there was prevalent racism in this den. I should have known it. I should have known it from the jump since the Jesse Smollett stories. I should have known that racism existed in the den. I knew it. I freaking knew it. I'm fucking with y'all, man. I'm fucking with y'all. This is very interesting. So, my thing is, where is the compromise? We've kind of gotten away from pandering a little bit. We've gotten into a different aspect of politics, and I think it was needed to be addressed. So there's nothing wrong with that. And, why people lean the way they do, why they believe what they believe. That's important. But I want to bring it back to the pandering. I want to bring it back to the pandas. Okay. And why does it seem though? Because I think that's something we all can agree on. Because I think Ms. Medium said she agreed with that they are pandering. Why is there the need for the cookout, the hot sauce, the booze, when it comes to black voters? Why aren't they pressing the tougher issues? Why aren't we talking about, what are you going to do? What are you going to do to change the game? What are you going to do to improve certain aspects of the economy? What's the motherfucking deal? Who got called into the den this evening?
What's up? It's Bretto. How you doing, man?
Bretto, what's the motherfucking deal, Bretto, man? What's on your mind this evening?
I want to mention this before I forget. Somebody was saying that they can't tell the difference between Jay Dizzle or Professor Trill and prepaid. Yes. I can tell the difference between prepaid's voice and Jay Dizzle. But to be perfectly fucking honest with you, I'm about to ask you: Is Jay Dizzle the same person as Professor Trill?
Yes, Jay Dizzle is Professor Trill is the artist formerly known as Jay Dizzle.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was about to say. I thought they might be. Yeah, I was about to say that sounds like the same dude.
Okay, yeah.
But fuck, we're talking about political pandering, and believe it or not, both sides do it though.
Yeah.
Both sides fucking do it. To be honest with you, I think even Donald Trump does it by wearing that fucking Make America Great hat on while he's wearing that nice ass suit. That's fucking pandering right there. Like, hey guys, look, I'm a normal white guy like you. To all the rednecks out there, Honestly, it's true though. That's how I feel about the whole Make America Great hat. I mean, he doesn't need to wear it. But I mean, I think that is pandering. Yes, definitely. And you see the Democrats do it too. They're fucking doing pandering like. Now, who are you talking about? Somebody who's drinking 40s. Who was that?
Mayor Buttigieg. The Mayor Pete, the gay guy.
Oh my God, that was him.
Yeah, the gay mayor.
Oh shit. Was it with black people though that he was doing it with?
Yeah, with these guys.
Of course, fucking course. You can't get more fucking pandering than that shit right there. That's like Hillary Clinton on the Breakfast Club, and I didn't even know that was I just heard about that show because I was looking up the Kamala Harris. Because for whatever reason, I was thinking that it was her that was sipping on the 40s, and I was gonna make fun of that shit so hard.
No, she's a weed smoker. She smoked weed back in college, listening to Tupac and Snoop Dogg. Even though Tupac and Snoop Dogg, I don't even think Death Row Records.
It never out until 91 and 90.
Yeah.
I just watched that shit. The whole video, like that's just. It is. It's fucking disrespectful. It's funny how, like, she was trying to tell people she's an African American, but she's not. She's Jamaican. Yeah. So some people were making that a big deal, and then she tried to say, no, it's because I'm black. And did you see that interview on that show? Because I just saw a clip of it, because I don't watch The Breakfast Club. But then I saw Hillary Clinton on The Breakfast Club talking about hot sauce.
Yes.
So I'm wondering about that show. I bet it's probably government funded. I don't know. Probably get you to lean a certain way. Yeah, they want you all to think a certain way. But yeah, she's that fucking she doesn't talk like that. And then you can see it side by side in a different interview. Kamala Harris is like talking, actually uses those words.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you saw that video too, right? Though.
Yes.
I can't remember who did it. Okay, yeah.
See, man, she's full of. She's a trickster. She's full of interesting techniques because she's basically flipped the script on a lot of her original stances on certain policies, and then to go from all that, like I say, now she listens to. This is where she lost me because nobody who was jamming Tupac and Snoop Dogg faithfully is a super big Cardi B fan. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Like, it's a different quality of music. But now she's a Cardi B fan, pandering all to the young voters, and she loves Beyonce and all this other stuff. It's just look, I've seen her halfway dance. She ain't got no rhythm. She don't listen to none of that shit. She got be like.
Yeah. Do you want to know something, Honcho? Do you want to know what I believe?
What's that?
I bet. I mean, there's no way I could prove it. But I just, honest to God, believe she didn't even know who the fuck Cardi B was prior to that interview.
Probably not.
Somebody told her, like, oh, this is a popular thing right now. Cardi B. She's like, who? Cardi who? Cardi B. Just say you like Cardi B. Say you like Cardi B. I listen to Cardi B. I like that music. That's what they told her prior to the interview. You know that shit, right?
I believe it. Hell yeah. I know they did.
Hell yeah. And I bet the Breakfast Club was in on it because they smell like government. When you hear them, they hear all these people on there, like Hillary Clinton, who's, God, I can't even go off on her. She killed hella people. She fucking that one dude killed. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. What's that motherfucker's name? Seth Rich. Yeah. You heard about that? Hell yeah. That's the whole Julius Assange thing right there. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, now, like I say, because I know that, I remember, Hillary being tied to the Benghazi thing and a couple of other things, and I know they said that when Bill was going through a lot of his scandals, and this is what's funny about, women, and then now she's, pro-woman and all women want to vote for her, is that those women who were accusing Bill, their main attacker was Hillary. Hillary, they said she was basically like a pit bull, that she'd run up on those women herself and basically threaten these women. Now, sometimes she'd send people, but they said there was a couple who actually said that she threatened them personally, that if they had any kind of impact on her husband's campaign or him getting elected, anything like that, that she would do bad stuff to them, or she would put out misinformation or whatever else it was. So Hillary is like, it makes me think of House of Cards, because she's just kind of ruthless, like whatever it takes to get the power, she doesn't give a fuck. And I'm sure Bill's in on it too, but he just plays a better character. He's more charismatic. Yeah.
Way better charismatic. That's for definitely sure. Way more charismatic than Hillary was. And I don't even like Bill Clinton, but you got to give him that. And people, there was a saying my mom was telling me, I can't remember what it was, but in politics, like back in the 90s, there was a saying that if you first met Bill Clinton, and you met him in a room, you'd walk out of the room thinking he's the best person you've ever met in your life. Like, he was that charismatic. It was something like that. I can't remember exactly how the saying was, but it's something like that.
Yeah.
They're thinking he's your best friend or he's on your side or whatever. But he's a trickster, you know, like most other fucking politicians, pieces of shit.
Yeah.
You know? And Hillary Clinton, dude, she had so many people fucking murdered, in my opinion. Like, you could look it up. There's all kinds of conspiracies about her, but some are just so legit. Some are goofy-ass conspiracies. Don't believe them all. But the ones where she had people killed, fuck yeah, that shit's real, bro. Like, they were all going after her.
Yeah.
Fucking, and what else? Like, I was going to say something else about Hillary Clinton.
What do you think her favorite brand of hot sauce is?
Fuck, man. Who knows what the hell she listens to? I mean, what the fuck she likes to eat, man. Hillary Clinton probably doesn't eat fucking hot sauce, though, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
Probably ketchup. Ketchup is the hottest thing she eats.
That's fucking funny.
That
Yeah.
might even be a little too hot, too. I'd say ranch dressing, maybe.
That's tough, man.
Oh, God damn it. Fuck. Anything you want to add, Honcho?
Why do you think it's mainly like when it comes to like that show like the Breakfast Club? Because it's been mainly Democratic candidates. Why don't you think Republican candidates go to that show and try to, you know, pitch themselves like these other candidates?
Because I know they'll probably be attacked. They'll probably be attacked. They know it too. Like they're just like if it works both ways. Like if Republicans go on like CNN or whatnot, they're gonna get their ass tore. If Democrats go on Fox News, they're gonna get their ass tore up. That's why they don't even do it. You don't see it that often. You know what I mean? Political suicide. Go on those kind of channels. But it's definitely, there's something's fucking up with this shit, and it's dying, bro. The fucking Democratic Party is fucking dying. 'Cause nobody wants this PC shit anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody fucking wants it. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add, Honcho? Want to ask me?
No, that's about it. That's all I got, man.
All right, good. Hey, I'll talk to you later, Honcho. Take it easy, bro.
All right, Brady, man. Brady, appreciate the call, man.
All right, man.
All right. That's really interesting what he said. It actually made me think about something he said. Breakfast Club being government funded. But you know, I want to say Charlemagne got into a little bit of flack a while back. Apparently it made some quote unquote homophobic comments, and then for not defending somebody who made transphobic statements. Again, I guess you gotta do that now. That's the rules. And now he always wearing these fucking hate hats, and now he's writing these books about all kind of shit, you know, that's related to identity, politics, and things of that nature. I wonder how much of that is genuine and how much of that is, well, let me make a brand off of this. So it's very interesting. Oh, that was a buddy who who's in jail right now, huh? The AIDS vaccine guy, or not vaccine, but I think is he the one with the AIDS medicine, or he's one of those medicines. And then he has the Wu-Tang album. He's over there. I heard he was running in jail. He got two homeboys who were Rollo Good. Man, I swear that shit. I'm telling you. And they said they bringing back Boondocks, but what's his name is not going to be a part. See, they started bullshit. I was going to actually watch the shit if they brought back Aaron Magruder, because that's when the shit was good. It actually had like a message in it. But they said Aaron Magruder is not going to be part of the Boondocks they're bringing back, so I won't be watching that bullshit. And man, don't get me fucking started. I've been wanting to talk about it. I don't know if I want to dedicate a full segment to it, but I think I am. But I'm definitely got to address. I have to address fucking Black Mirror. I watched, I'm going to say, what was it, yesterday? Me and the old lady watched first. We were like that. There's a few things that I'll watch, I won't say religiously, but I look forward to watching. And even up until the little Vander Catch Batch, whatever shit that was, the little choose your own adventure thing. I was like, all right, I'm fucking with it. It's cool. You know, it's cool. You know, very interesting storylines and little plot twists. And I just like the little stories. Technology meets, you know, Twilight Zone. It's very interesting. But there's an agenda, and I don't know if we talk about the black homosexual agenda quite often, and this is not to go in any other type of conversation. But what I'm saying is, if you haven't seen the latest episode or the first episode of this season, I think I'm going to spend some time talking about that, and I'm going to kind of break that down, because again, it's pushing this message. There's a reason why, especially in this country, because it used to be UK based. Now they brought in a bunch of American actors. I think they said Miley Cyrus is on an episode. But the UK is already with that shit, so they got to get over here and convert the Americans now into a particular set of beliefs. So that's why they went American. But you can't use the white man, because the white man is the current identity politics enemy. So they can't use him to be the gay guy. They don't want him to be the gay guy. But they use, this whole thing was like questionable from the jump, and it's just like, I told my old lady before it got real weird, I said, I already know what's happening here, and I fucking hate it. And it got real weird, got even weirder at the end, and there's a lot of little odd dynamics to it. It's fucking terrible. It's fucking terrible. And so, Black Mirror is on Netflix, and up until this season, it was a good show. So what is this, season 4 or 5? I don't know, whatever it is. It's only season with 3 episodes. I would watch it. I'd recommend it to anybody up until this point. Watch it from the beginning up until the little Vandersnatch, Vanderbatch, something. Choose Your Own Adventure. And the Choose Your Own Adventure is pretty cool. But this season right here that just dropped, usually there's I think 8 episodes a season. But this season only has 3. And it's already started off on the worst foot. I really don't even want to watch the other 2. But I finished watching that one because I wanted to talk about it. And like I say, me and my old lady, we were clowning, and it's just some very interesting things that I noticed with that. And I don't want to ruin the story for anybody who hasn't seen it. And partially I kind of have, but it's a fair warning. I knew it was up because I saw some memes and some things about it prior to. And somebody came in here and told me that I was going to be triggered by it. I was like, nah, I'm good. And yeah, it got me. I was very upset because it was a good show. It was a good show, and then they just went and started putting all this political ideology in it. Because prior to that, it was real neutral. It was very interesting. Again, a lot of good plot twists. Some of the stories you couldn't you couldn't guess. Like I say, Twilight Zone mixed with futuristic technology, and then a lot of situations where morals come into question. And I was like, okay, some of these stories are pretty cool. Some of these stories are very interesting. And I don't think the technology is too far off from some of these things. Some of this shit exists. And I'm like, all right, I like this. I like, I like little futuristic shit. I like shit where, I always tell you I'm going to play the devil's advocate. Whether I agree or disagree, I'm going to ask questions just to stir people up, because I think that's necessary. I think people have to think about these things. And so I like the show. And now, it's like, I don't even want to finish it. I don't even want to make any more seasons. It's a point where you got to stop. Like in Dexter. I don't know how many of y'all watched Dexter. Dexter was good up until the bathtub scene. That's where they should have kind of ended. It went downhill from that. I hate when shows start off with a small fan base and people really rock with it. They really rock with it. But then when it becomes super popular, they start watering it down for the sake of more fucking fans. You know what I mean? And so that's what killed me. Even Walking Dead, it got kind of shitty real quick. Shane was my favorite character. That motherfucker was like, man, fuck all this bullshit. We ain't here to talk. We're here to take over, and we know what happened to Shane. Even though, well, we'll get into that another time. No, we won't. Fuck Walking Dead. And yeah, it got watered down once a lot of people started watching it. It's really crazy. But it has some horror elements to it, I guess. Not necessarily super scary shit, but it's just it's shit that there's situations. It's futuristic technology, but the situations are not so far-fetched that it couldn't be a possibility. And it really makes you think about some things. Well, what would I do in that situation? What would I do in this situation? Oh, that's tough. I don't know if I would do that, but it's and then some of the shit is just little brain fucks, and okay, that's cool. I like that kind of shit. I hate a lot of shows now. That's why I really honestly don't watch a lot of TV. People say, oh man, watch this or watch that. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna watch it, and I don't watch it because if I do start seeing, I'm like, okay, this is predictable, or this is some shit that's going on. I like shit that kind of fucks with you psychologically a little bit, like psychological thrillers and shit like that. I always recommend people go watch the old Alex Cross movies, not that fucking Tyler Perry bullshit. Like, whoever thought Tyler Perry's Alex Cross was the dumbest shit ever. And this motherfucker even said he ain't even holler at Morgan Freeman, about how he approached the role. I just wanted to do, my own thing differently. All I see is Medea with guns. But if you've never seen, what was it? I think Along Came a Spider and Kiss the Girls. You got to go watch those movies. I forgot which one is first, so you'd have to look it up. But those are two great fucking movies. Great fucking movies. Morgan Freeman played an excellent role. Those are psychological, thrillers, plot twists. Like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? So, again, it's a lot of crazy stuff. Medea bought back the block. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. They gonna be like, they gotta put in those. Medea movies are basically a black man in a dress recreating old Ernest movies. Like, let's be real. Rest in peace to Ernest. Ernest went hard back then. But Medea movies are Ernest movies with a black man in drag, basically. That's it. Are you in live chat or top chat, Miss Me? The Shining, long time ago. Yeah, I seen it a long time ago. Not the new one. I don't know if they remade it or something like that. But you're in live chat? Okay, I'm not sure. It should be. Stop being a child of this fly cartoon balloon. Craziness. But yeah, Black Mirror is good. The first few seasons are really good. Now it's terrible. Like, again, the rest of the season might actually be interesting. I don't fucking know, but I feel like if they starting off with that politicized bullshit, I think the rest of it's probably going to be. The same way. So I have no idea. The only people like Trevor. And here's the thing. This is what I say. I listen to everybody. I listen to Trevor Noah. He's lost a lot of it. He used to be funnier early on. He's no Jon Stewart. But, Colbert, his whole stick, because Colbert was bombing until he just started making jokes about Trump, or making jokes about Republicans. That's kind of his whole stick. If Trump doesn't get, let me tell you, it's a lot of TV shows that are going to lose a lot of luster if Trump doesn't win, because they'll have nothing to talk about. Yeah, I seen that Trump, I heard that, I didn't see it, but I heard that he said Trevor Noah admitted to that he was basically par for the course, that he was doing what he said he was going to do. Let me see if I'm finna jack for a meal real quick. But yeah, CNN is declining. They canceled Vice. A lot of these shows, like I'm telling you, big media is out to get us. They're out to shut us down. They don't want this independent conversation happening. They don't want you having conversations that are not about them and their shows and what's going on in their world. If you're not buying their beliefs, they finna ruin it. I'm trying some old fucking intermittent fasting shit, so I can only eat between 12 and 8, and I'm already not liking it. I'm already not liking this situation. Because generally I'll eat something after the stream just to snack on some shit, but I ate like shit this weekend, I ain't gonna lie. I deliberately just said fuck it and went overboard. So we'll see how this works out. Definitely have to see how this works out. Oh man, there we go. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they're trying to shut it down because you got to look at like these big media companies, right? And then look at their following, and then look at the response they get, organic, retweets, likes, things of that nature. They don't get a whole lot to be big media companies. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
What's up? It's Bretto again.
Bretto's back. What's the motherfucking deal, Bretto?
Quick.
All right, what you got?
Hold on. Let me turn off my computer so I can hear you echoing in the background. Hold on. Turn this off. There we go. All right. So, what the fuck was I gonna say? Yeah, dude. That's why. That's why they're going. The media places are going after people like Steven Crowder and that
because they want to go up to the independent people because nobody wants to see their shit anymore. And he made a good point about that. Like, they look at that and they see this independent guy who's getting more views than they're getting, this giant fucking corporation. That's why they're trying to fucking censor us.
Yeah.
You know, they want to control what we can fucking see on the news. It's all fucking shit. You know, there's so much stuff going on in the world, and what do they want to show us? Meghan Merkel's baby. Like, fuck you. I don't give a shit about Meghan Merkel or her goddamn baby. I don't give a fuck about the royal family. I don't give a fuck about Prince Harry and Prince Charles. Fuck them. I don't give a fuck. That's like the big news story right now.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They want us dumb. Somebody wants addicted to our cell phones. You know, you go to a restaurant, you see everybody on their fucking phone. Nobody even talks anymore. It's depressing.
Well,
Nobody has any social skills anymore because of fucking goddamn social media. You know?
I agree.
You know, they want us fucking weak. That's why they want to push this PC culture shit on us. They want us fucking weak. They want us, and they're trying to censor speech. No matter which way you look at it, like everything's racist, everything's sexist, then pretty soon people aren't going to know what the fuck is really racist or sexist. Because everything is racist or sexist, according to these PC fucking retards.
Hey, that was that. Hey, that you use non-PC language. Shame on you, Brito. You just use un-PC language. They're gonna censor you.
Pretty soon it's going to be a crime. Pretty soon it will be a crime. Yeah, of course. And they want us fat too, Honcho. You know that, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They want us fat. That's why they want, you know, this big fast food culture, McDonald's, whatnot. Why? You don't need to cook. Go to McDonald's. You know, they want you fat. You know, they want you lazy. That's why they want you addicted to movies and video games. And then you don't even have to leave your house anymore. You can just, you know, order a pizza on your phone. Have it delivered. You don't need to leave. Just have a pizza delivered. You know, you don't need to be productive. You don't need to be creative and think. Just be addicted to your video games, so you're only thinking about that. Be addicted to your movies and your TV and your internet porn or whatever fucking weird shit you're into. Just keep on doing that. Don't be productive. Just stay unproductive. Stay elite to society, right?
No.
And then the foods we eat, they want to kill us too. All these goddamn GMOs in our foods. You know, GMOs are fucking, they target the kids. They fucking do, Honcho. Look at these kids' cereals. You know, Corn Flakes, fucking Captain Crunch, Lucky Charms. They didn't have GMOs in that shit when we were kids.
No, just sugar.
As far as I know.
No, I don't.
Yeah, they want them fucking dead from that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, Honcho?
Yeah, I agree, and that's tough, man. And that's what I see. Yeah, a lot of days, you know, is they're encouraging all this stuff. They're putting all this stuff in the food. Like, it's not obvious the food has an impact. Food is a drug. I don't care what anybody says. Food is a drug. If you eat certain things, you respond. Your body responds a certain way. You're going to react a certain way. Even when it comes to certain liquors or beverages or whatever else it may be, you respond a certain way. And so if you're tainting the food, you know, it's like, you know, putting drugs in people. And so that's why a lot of people are crazy. That's why a lot of people are having these issues. A lot of people are, like you said, they're becoming lethargic. They're not responding in a healthy way to any kind of diet, you know, and I get caught up in it myself, and, you know, I had to really get active with it.
You know what I'm addicted to, Honcho?
What's that?
And I'll admit it, and it's one of the hardest addictions I've ever had. I'm trying to deal with it today. I've only had a half a soda, but a soda addiction.
Mm-hmm.
It's the caffeine in it, and just like, I love fucking sodas. Like, I recently only tried to have been having one or a half one a day.
No.
You know, I gained about 20 pounds, and I'm trying to lose it.
No.
So, but yeah, soda, and they don't even tell you that's fucking addictive as fuck. Soda is addictive. Maybe not for everyone, but yes, it's addictive, and they push it to kids.
Yeah.
Push it to fucking kids. They want them on that shit. Shit. And nobody thinks about that.
Yeah, I used to have a bad soda drinking habit. I used to easily kill. Like, I'm talking about, I drink like a 2 liter at a time. Like, you know, like I say, I always talk about big hands. I grab a 2 liter like it ain't shit. Fuck that 1 liter. You know, 1 liter at the minimum. And I was drinking a shit ton of stuff. But I think now I've gotten a lot better, because my worst thing is ever drinking these fucking energy drinks. and I need to cut that out. I need to get back to cutting that out because I was doing all right for a little bit. But mainly I only drink water now, and because even when I go to a restaurant or anything, I really just fuck with the water. But yeah, cause
you save a lot of money doing that, especially if you're going with your girlfriend or whatnot. You know, just this is what I do when I go with my girlfriend. We'll get one thing, we'll split it. She has that, and we just get water hella cheap. You know, it could be $20 or less just for that. I don't mean to be a cheapskate, but that's the way to go, man. That's the way to do it. Save a hell of money. Water's like, if you go get a soda, it's like $5 a person or close to that. $3.95. You go to a fucking restaurant, it could be more just for a Coke, and sometimes you don't even get a refill. It's like, fuck that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what? About 1 week.
What about popcorn? Are you the kind of guy that just smuggles in popcorn, or do you just buy it at the movie theater?
I don't. Man, with the theater we generally go to is one of those where they serve food and shit. So we'll definitely eat bad. I'll get some type of burger, or they have different shit. So we'll get some appetizers. So really don't fuck with the popcorn or the candy snacks or anything. But we definitely eat bad. It's like what is it, Star Cinema or Star Movie Grill? I forgot what it's called. But it's one of those where you can actually give you the menu and you get drinks and all that other shit. And they actually serve like liquor and all that other shit there. Sometimes I feel kind of fucked up.
They give it to you in the movie theater, like when you're sitting in your seat too.
Yeah. They bring you just like a little button. You hit that. They come. The servers come and they come bring you the shit like in the middle of the fucking movie. You start chewing and smacking all loud and fuck up the movie for everybody else, but you don't give a fuck, so nobody ain't gonna tell you shit. But nah,
that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
They don't have none of that shit here in California. What's that called? As far as I know.
I think it's like Star Grill, Star Cinema Grill, Star Movie Grill. I think they have a couple of them by different names and things like that. But I know it's one up the way, up 45 a little ways, and it's in the mall or whatever. So we go to that one from time to time. We'll try to, if we go to one, we try to go to one that actually serves food and shit, and we'll treat ourselves a little bit.
Oh, that's fucking sweet, dude. That'd be fucking sick to have them fucking just bring it to you. I go to a decent movie theater. They have like those reclinable chairs and whatnot, and they serve alcohol at this one too. You get alcohol or soda, popcorn. I used to bring popcorn in the movie theaters, but I like that fucking fake butter shit that they use in the movie theaters. I don't know, man. It's bomb. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know what's in it. Fucking who knows, but it's bomb. It's butter flavor.
Yeah.
Anyways, Honcho, I better let you go, man. Is there anything else you want to ask me?
Man, so you really don't care about Meghan Markle's baby? You're not into the royal family?
Into the what now? I'm sorry, what?
You don't care about the royal family?
Oh, fuck the royal family. Fuck them. They fucking suck. Fucking hate them pieces of shit. I don't know. Now, Queen Elizabeth is like 197. How is she even alive? I think she bathes in fucking children's blood or something. I don't know how the fuck she's still alive. It's impossible.
She's on
fucking
that
impossible. I don't know how she could still be alive. There's no way. She's at least like 197 or 2,090. I don't fucking know. You have a good one, Honcho. Take it easy.
All right, brother. Appreciate it, man.
All right.
All right. Oh, man. Gotta love it. Gotta fucking love it. Alamo. That's the other one I was trying to think of. Okay. I don't know if have you been to Alamo? I don't know if you're going to the Alamo. But I know what you're talking about. I remember Alamo. They did one of them customers so bad. If y'all have not heard the customer who got kicked out of the Alamo movie grill or whatever it's called, and she was drunk as shit. And apparently she had been talking during the movie. She called and left a voicemail, and they played the fucking voicemail before the movies. Like they used it as like a PSA. And she was like, "You took my money, and I'll never be coming back there because you took my money and kicked me out." And she was fucking plastered. But that shit was fucking hilarious. Pure comedy. And then that's just marketing at its finest, And it's like, don't be like, such and such or some shit like that. But if you look it up, it's on the internet. That shit is fucking hilarious. And Queen Elizabeth, she's on that HGH. She's on that Sylvester Stallone. That's how she's still living so long. But recliner chairs in the movie theaters of the devil. Well, I'm telling you, I rock with Brito, baby. Brito gonna keep it live. Look, I'm gonna have to party with Brito one day when I'm gonna get off the leash. When Miss Lady Honcho let me off the leash. right? I'm gonna turn up. I'm gonna go slide to Cali. Well, I think he said he's in Cali. I might be wrong. We have to go turn up with Bredo, man. We just go. I'm breaking all the rules. We're gonna take a trip to Mexico. Then you go fade to resort. It's just gonna go down. Oh man, Sir Booth indie film. I don't want to watch that artistic bullshit. I want action. Give me. I still ain't man. I gotta go see John Wick. I've been hearing a bunch of shit about it. I think it's one of those. I gotta go see it in the theater. I want that action. Give me some of that old bullshit ass action. You know, I don't want to analyze these movies. I don't want to watch this. No, I'm not gonna do that. What are you talking about, Heidi? You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna independent movies. They don't have big Hollywood budgets. They're not recycling me the same shit over and over. No, I don't want that. The Dark Phoenix? No, okay, I'm not definitely. Oh, okay. That's an X-Men movie? You know what I'm saying? I need to check that out. Man. The Queen. God save the Queen. It's terrible. Terrible stuff. Alright, I'm good. I ain't gonna check that out then. That's a whole crazy deal. Well, it was something I was going to say. Bredo said something. Damn it, I forgot. Oh, fuck. It was something I was going to talk about. Fucking A, I've forgotten it. But yeah, that's Queen and Camilla want a threesome with them. That's a dirty, dirty threesome. That's a terrible thing. You know, when people say stuff, like, even if it's just for that brief second, you get that picture in your mind. That's disgusting. Shame on you. That's terrible. I don't know. I think that's all I got. But I think we'll get ready to wind it down. But we will be live tomorrow, 10 in the morning. I appreciate all of y'all. And the thing about it, I love it, man. And we can disagree. We can have energized debates and discussions. But ultimately, man, I think people all want the same thing. And I think that's what Prepaid said, you know, we both parties, you know, we got to stop overlooking the people. Because when it comes down to it, it shouldn't take natural disasters. It shouldn't take tragic events to bring us all together. It shouldn't require that. If you could just, if we put people first, you know, regardless of their differing opinions, regardless of any of the rest of that stuff, everybody has a life. You know, we scratch the surface, even though people call in and they share things and different aspects and elements, and we get understandings about the regulars and people who frequent the chat and everything like that. But this is still a surface of their life. I mean, it's just an inkling of what they go through. And one, you have to appreciate people for sharing that. And then two, you know, you have to understand there's a reason. Like Miss Me called in, she had a legitimate reason as to why she felt like certain policies benefited her. Prepaid had a legitimate reason why certain policies didn't benefit him or those that did. And that's what we have to understand. And that's what I think we've gotten lost from in all of this stuff, because it's all about parties and memes and clips and snippets and drunk Nancy Pelosi's and things of that nature. You know, we have to understand people first, and you would like to hope that these educated adults in which that we voted into these positions of power could recognize that. But to them, it's a game. I think it's a game to them. It's human chess, and that's all it's about. Because at the end of the day, they're all friends. They're all fucking having not Hollywood, fucking, you got Holly weird shit, you got Washington D.C. weird shit. They probably all getting fucking House of Cards-y and shit with each other. That's dirty too. But ultimately, it's our lives in the balance. But if you make the right decision, you can always play the game. You can always find a way to win. It doesn't matter who's in office. You just got to find a way to finesse. You got to find a way to increase the benefit on your behalf. I mean, that's what it's all about. But I want to thank you all. I want to Drake versus the Red. Can they both lose? I don't know. We'll see. Golden State. I'm gonna tell y'all something, and I know this ain't soft sports. This is all terrible. I don't know. I want Golden State to lose because, especially they come back from that and they win it all, and they're just gonna talk about how great they really were. But at the same time, I want Toronto to lose. I hate Drake, and I need the Rockets to be the ones. But I mean, this is the end of Golden State anyway. KD's gonna bounce. I think Clay's gonna bounce, and everybody will see Steph Curry being exposed for who he really is. Steph Curry's been in the league for a while. It was never good until he got that all-star cast around him. But hey, it works. I don't know, man. I don't know. So yeah, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Has anybody seen is the new Godzilla out yet? Now, see, that's what I want. I want some of that dumb action shit. Like, I'm hearing it's supposed to be the Godzilla movie that people actually want, not this fucking incredibly long story. I don't give a fuck about the people in Godzilla. I'd watch a Godzilla movie if nobody ever talked. All I'd have to do is say Godzilla. It's Godzilla. And I'll watch that bitch. I just want to see the fucking monster tearing shit up and just fucking other monsters off, And that's all I want. I want like buildings to get destroyed. I want shit to blow up. I want that Michael Bay effect. I don't want none of that other shit. Yeah, you can bring a light or a supersized Dave Chappelle out there too. You know what I'm saying? I don't want a fucking Godzilla storyline. I don't want to wait an hour and a half. You see 32 seconds of the monster and 16 separate little snippets. Fucking monster out there laying eggs and shit and disappearing. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I don't want to see none of that shit. I want the fucking monster to fight. I want him to fucking spit fire. I want him to get whooped for a little bit and then bounce back like Tatanka, start stomping and shit, and get to kicking fucking ass. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. So that's all I got for y'all this evening. But I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. I got to do the proper protocol. Make sure you follow Dan on all the proper social media. Shout out to everybody who has been following recently. I sincerely appreciate it. Like I said, I'm going to work on syncing the podcast up tomorrow. So those of you who would just prefer to listen, you can watch, denshowpodcast.com. So to be able to, listen to it live there. Again, if you just want to catch it later on iTunes, Google Play, stuff like that, you can type in the Den. It should show up. Nightly, every night, live, 10 p.m. Central. Make sure you catch us, make sure you're here. If not, catch it later. Every morning, weekday mornings, 10 a.m. Central. Den at 10, that's just how we rock. That's just what it is. Want some of that Den Show merch, go to denshowshop.com. And if you want to make a one-time donation to the channel, streamlabs.com/The Den Show. Shout out to Lockwood, appreciate the love, dropping the Benjamins. And if you want to make a monthly pledge to the growth of the channel, you can go to patreon.com/The Den Show as we continue to grow on this journey. I've been saying I'm going to give y'all some shorthand content. I promise I am. That's what I'm getting my ass off early tonight. No mixer, no none of that. Take my ass to bed, get up early. Do some fasted cardio. That's what they call it. Do a little bit of that shit and then get to it. You want to follow my personal social medias, Ed Honcho HTX on Instagram and Twitter. Probably talk more shit on those than I do on the Den Show necessarily. Usually at the Den Show, it's just kind of updating what's going on. I'm start putting little stream clips and stuff on there too. And most importantly, man, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're new and you're just listening, hit that subscribe button. If you like it, you love it, you're OG, hit that button. Don't hit it twice. Hit it 3 times. So yeah, it registers. Let YouTube know you enjoy the content, man. That's we gotta get that shit jumping. That might have been the reason why it didn't show up. And anytime if you ever want to call it Den, 833-284-3336, 833, the number 2, the Den is the easiest way to remember. Shout out to everybody who's been sending emails. Shout out to everybody who has been, sharing different things with me to, just trying to keep me abreast of some of this news, some of this information. I know people have asked about the Malia thing, and like I said, I'm not trying to talk about every single bit and piece of everything that happened. I know there's a lot of people out there milking all that shit. I can't do it, you know. Because I thought about it. I know the mistresses came out and talked, and I know that, you know, you had to walk, and I know that, you know, Quanell X had the radio interview, and I know I talked briefly, I think yesterday, about the Coquilla thing, and folks, we got to do better. I was more, my perspective of that was more like the presentation of that whole situation as opposed to what she was revealing, and so it was a tough watch. But outside of that, man, I appreciate all of y'all. Thank y'all. Again, it is an honor, a privilege, a pleasure to get to chop it up with y'all each and every night and every weekday morning. And I thank y'all for the support. But with that being said, Chug it up a deuce. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Y'all ain't got to go home. Y'all should probably be home. It's late. Stay out them streets. But I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here, man. Damn folk, y'all motherfucking greats. This is the best conversation on the internet. Social commentary from a realistic perspective. I'm gone. Murder, kill. Well, goddamn. Okay. Super name Woke Phoenix. Woke. That's terrible. That's terrible. Whoa. Who hurting men? Say, well, we ain't got enough of that man hurting like the last couple of stress. The dead is getting dangerous. Women are dangerous. I'm gonna start pressing charges. I'm out.